black woman brought me into this world. And I don't know if I ever thanked her for it. That is the legacy of black women. Life without appreciation. So many things we use, so many styles we abuse, so many lives that have been made richer, better, more fulfilled, stronger, more loving by the touch of a black woman. Yet they're never truly given their due, their flowers, if you will, that they richly deserve. Because we're so used to it, it's become routine. Black women have been mothers and fathers when they had to. They have been teachers, lawyers, doctors, astronauts. Black women have entertained us. They've made us cry. They've made us think. They have made beautiful poetry and raunchy songs. They have been the gambit of the America or the Americana we always speak of. And for that, they have been vilified. They have been wronged. They have been raped, beaten, betrayed. They have been, they are called intimidating, uppity, ghetto, loud. Their hairstyles have been vilified. Their style of dress have been vilified. Everything about them has been judged and judged harshly. It is a shame that it has taken me this long to understand it. It is a shame that it has taken me this long to recognize that I too am not innocent of this. Black women have done more to make America great than we will ever know. Did you know the woman that held the patents on sanitary napkins was a black woman? Her name was Mary Kenner. Or the woman who created the permanent wave machine. You know, the hair dryer thing that we use now? The inventor was Marjorie Joyner, a black woman. Alice Parker designed a gas heating furnace. But history doesn't teach any of that. That's just a sprinkle of the innovations that have made life easier for women and people in America in general. And it's been almost forgotten. We talk about Black History Month and we bring up Harriet Tubman. And yes, we understand that she freed slaves using the Underground Railroad, but did you know that she was buried with full military honors as a spy working for the Union during the Civil War? No. Her story is only told during Black History Month, and it's never the full story. Long before Hillary Clinton ever came close to that glass ceiling, Shirley Chisholm put cracks in it as the first black congresswoman and first major party candidate for president. She paved the way for Hillary and for Vice President Harris. When you think of the women's suffrage movement, Sojourner Truth, Dr. Mary Britton, Ida B. Wells, and countless other black women fought for not only women's rights, but voting rights for African Americans. Yet they were abandoned by the same movement when it became convenient. The forgotten fighters. And then you go to entertainment. Look at someone like Sarah Bartman, who was paraded all across the world because of the size of her butt. Did you know that the original concept female for Betty Boop was a black woman? Of course you didn't. How about Hattie McDaniel being the first African American to win an Academy Award? And look at how she died. Hollywood was more than happy to whitewash history to the point where Elizabeth Taylor played Cleopatra and no one batted an eye. because America was just not ready to embrace the idea of an African queen marrying a Roman king. Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura on Star Trek, almost did not take that role. But it was Martin Luther King who convinced her to do so. And that role inspired a generation of black females to be great. Whoopi Goldberg even said it. Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, and the Supremes, Mary Wells. Look at all the black women who have sang and entertained us. Whitney Houston still has given the greatest rendition of the national anthem ever. Look at Josephine Baker. She was a dancer, a singer, a comedian, and an actress who toured France and helped the French during the war. Was given an award for it. Josephine Baker is only spoken about during Black History Month. As if that makes up for what she has given us. Oprah Winfrey, a television icon. Even she has faced racism and discrimination. Her weight loss used as the butt of jokes. Angela Davis, Viola Davis, Taraji P. Henson. Look at how many beautiful black females have led and made us cry and made us think in movies and television. And look how hard they had to fight for those parts. Viola Davis is one of the greatest American actresses working today, but you wouldn't know it by the way Hollywood treats her. You would not know this. What do black women get for everything that they have given us? What do black women get for all the innovations that they've brought to the table? I'll tell you. Scorn. In the form of uppity old white men running offices who are intimidated by or just don't like the idea of answering to a black woman. They have been stabbed in the back by their white female allies. They've had their styles taken and turned into art or revolutionary, but when it's put on them, it's ghetto. Like the cornrows, or the box braids, or Bantu knots. And then black men. It's not enough that we came from black women. Some of us feel as though black women owe us, or we own them. As if it isn't enough that a black woman brought you into this world. We betray, we beat, rape, hurt, abandon. And we make excuses for it. A lot of them. We betray everything that they teach us. And the sad part is, it didn't have to be that way. If everyone could appreciate black women the way they should be, America would be a better place. It's as simple as that. With every innovation, with every amount of joy that black women have brought to us, if we gave them just a little bit of the respect that they richly deserve, we would all be better people. Look at the Black Lives Matter movement. Who was it that was standing on the front lines for black people when police were killing unarmed people. It was black women. Look at Breonna Taylor. Look at Sandra Bland, Tatiana Jefferson, Rekia Boyd. Their lives mattered, and they still do. When people talk against Black Lives Matter, it's black women that are out there fighting to say otherwise. They're never given the due that they deserve. They're never given the respect that they deserve. They're never given the flowers that they truly deserve. And I say this as a product of a black woman. A black woman who was born in 1936, who at one point became a single mother, who worked 2 and 3 jobs to take care of 5 children, living in government housing at the height of the crack epidemic, when black boys and black girls were dying. This black woman got up every morning to take 3 buses to work way away from her house, to clean up after rich frat boys having hotel room parties, to come home bone-wearily tired, to check her kids' homework, to make sure that they cleaned up the kitchen. And she did this for years, long before she even had a car. She never felt as though there was a place in the world for her. But what she didn't know is how gracious her children were, grateful for what she did. And that's one black woman in one story in the entirety of America and across the world. Black women have saved this country more than we will ever be able to understand. It was black women that saw to it that a pedophile did not become senator from the state of Alabama. It was black women who were on the forefront of electing the first African-American president and the first female vice president. It was black women a black woman who turned the state of Georgia blue. Black women do more for us as a country, as a people, as human beings, than we will ever be able to thank them for. And the sad thing is, it will always continue this way. Which is why I, being a person who has not abused, but have not really truly felt or understood the power of a black woman, that's why it's on people like myself to say thank you. That's why it's on people like me to say, hey, you want to get in an interracial relationship? That's fine, but you don't have to shit on black women to do it. That's why it is imperative on people like me to recognize the strength of black women and to respect it. A black woman brought me into this world. And I don't know if I ever thanked her for it. But I can tell you this. I am eternally grateful that she did. To the black woman, thank you.